Christopher Equipment delivers the tools you need when you need them. Call 931-455-3900 or visit christopher.equipment today. Christopher Equipment, powering your project. Lake Gunnersville Ace Hardware is your locally owned and operated hardware store. We're not just about numbers, we're about helping neighbors, because our Ace Hardware store is part of your community. We're committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience. As the helpful hardware folks in your neighborhood, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Stop by and visit Lake Gunnersville Ace Hardware today, 1536 Blunt Avenue in Gunnersville.
Talking Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
At this rate, we're going to run out of SEC coaches. Welcome into this Monday edition of The Drive. Another weekend, another SEC coach given his walking papers. This time Hugh Freeze, after his offense. It was really set up by the defense, too. 3 points. Count them 3. But the Dodgers and Blue Jays did better than that over the weekend. I know that joke's been out there. I know that's not very original. But what do you want from me? Wes Neighbors, how are you today?
I'm good.
Your thoughts on Auburn? Yeah. Yeah. Not
SEC games. I mean, think about that for a minute. In one of the hardest places supposedly to play.
I didn't realize that.
And I agree, it is a hard place to play, but not when you can't score. The whole thing is, and I think they wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt because there were so many close games, so many games that there were bad calls in that maybe that they would be able to, put it together. But I just, I thought they could beat Kentucky, and he'd been fine.
Yeah.
And then, they got to go to Vanderbilt this week. It's going to be interesting to see how they play. They can't play any worse offensively. I mean, scoring 3 points is unbelievable. And you had 2 turnovers in the game where they gave you opportunities to score points. So,
yeah.
One of those things where
the interception fumble felt like, a title for this season, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, so when you think bad things are going to happen and bad things have happened, it makes them easier to happen. I played on a team just like this. That was a good football team, but that just could not win a one-possession game. And there's a trick to it. And you got to have playmakers. You got to get the ball to your playmakers. And they just couldn't do it.
I don't know if you heard John Cohen today. He the little back and forth. I thought this part was interesting on the committee that will select the next Auburn head football coach.
I know that I owe this to this fan base. I grew up in the state of Alabama. I know how special this fan base is. And again, I wake up every morning saying, we've got to get this done. We got to get it done for the people who are in the top of that upper deck, the people who are in our suites, the people who are on the field. We've got to get this done. And again, I know it's been bandied about that we're close, right? I'm not going to say that we're close. Close doesn't matter. Getting it done matters. But I will say that we have an elite defense.
So they got that going for them. Yeah, a little
Well,
bit.
they do have an elite defense. There's no question. But sometimes your defense is elite as well. That plays into it because they're not going to take a chance to give you opportunity to score.
Yeah.
They play it close to the vest, knowing that, hey, if we can score 20-something points, we're going to win the game.
Yeah.
And Kentucky didn't even have to do that. So that can play into it as well. I'm not trying to take anything. They do have a very, very good defense, and I think it is elite.
Yeah.
But sometimes that the offense being so bad can play into that because people are not going to take chances.
Derek Nix is the offensive coordinator. For those wondering, this is the other clip that I wanted to play from what John Cohen had to say to the Auburn media.
Not sure if I'm going to use a search firm. I will tell you this. There is no question that I will take information from industry experts. I will take information from people who really understand college football at a high level. And we will go to people who have incredible data, and we will go to people who really understand all four corners of the country in this great sport. But I am the committee. And even though I will listen and I will do as good a job as I possibly can of taking in information, I will be the committee.
So he just put it out there. He's the committee.
Well, he ought to be. I mean, I think. Listen, I think he's a good guy.
Yeah,
he has.
I think it's fair to say he's
don't worry, Auburn fans. He grew up in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah,
but he is a good guy, and I think he'll do a bang-up job. I think this is DJ Durkin's job to lose.
Do you?
Yes, or to win. Yes. I mean, I think if he has
require winning out, or
yes, 100%.
Okay.
If he gets beat by Vanderbilt, they're going to go ahead and try to hire somebody. But if he somehow upsets Vanderbilt, then they'll be favored in the next game, and then the next game in Alabama. So I think who else they have?
I think it's Mercer. I want to say it's Mercer.
And who else?
That's next week's a bye week for Auburn.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So if they can win the last three, I think he's a good coach. You remember he was a head coach at Maryland. He was doing a great job.
Yep.
And they had a player died. Somehow they blamed him, and I think erroneously, to be honest with you. And then he went to Texas A&M, did a great job at Texas A&M. I think the guy's an elite football coach. I really do, and I think he would do a good job. Now, maybe they can get a splash hire, right? And they won't keep him. I don't know. Maybe they'll say, "Hey, you got to keep him," which I think is another mistake. So it's going to be interesting to see. But
I did. Yeah, go ahead, Wes.
To me, you got to get an elite offensive coordinator to come in there as well because, it's just right now it's just crazy. You think about all the, I called Drew yesterday. I just wanted to hear his opinion who would get what job. So, yeah.
I know who he doesn't want taking that job. That is John Summerall.
Yeah, well, that's because he likes John. But
that's exactly why. That's exactly.
I think John Summerall would be a good pick anyway. I tell you a guy I like better than John Summerall though. That's in a not in a Power 5 school, Power 4, whatever they call it now. It's the Golish, the guy. I think the South Florida coach.
Yeah, from Tennessee.
Before that was at Tennessee. And I think Tennessee has taken a step back since he left. It'd be hard to argue the numbers that when he was there versus the numbers now. And I think he's just he has had some big time victories at that school. And yeah, they got beat by Memphis.
They did.
Yeah, and they got beat by Miami. But they also beat some really. They have one of the toughest schedules for a non-Power 5 school this year. And I just like the way he coaches. No excuses, kind of like the guy at Vanderbilt. He said, we got beat because we didn't play good the first 2 quarters. That's the only reason we got beat. And he just calls it like I didn't like the way we played the first 2 quarters. And they didn't play well. So
I did learn something today, Wes, from listening to all the press conferences, and I've got a lot that I'm going to get to mainly tomorrow because we have Jerry Glanville coming up. But this is how Lane Kiffin started his press conference today.
I actually asked the question afterwards. I didn't know, so I went into the staff and I asked the hunting thing. I'm like, because I do feel like it's around this time and there's always a game, and I'd be like, man, how come people aren't here? And they're like, I don't know, first day of whitetail or something, wood duck, something. And they're like, Saturday is actually not a first day of something, but they did say this is the first week of squirrel hunting. And I did learn you're allowed 8 a day.
Right? Yeah. I had no idea. I had no idea there was a squirrel hunting season. And you're allowed 8 a day. So,
Well, there's not much to do in Oxford other than go to a football game and go squirrel hunting.
Squirrel hunting.
Try that again.
I'm hoping my grandkids got their limit today.
That's right. You were just there.
Yes.
And you saw the end of Mike Shula.
Yeah, I think he's taking a lot of heat. Listen, I thought South Carolina was close to having some big plays in the game.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I've been to a lot of games at Ole Miss for going to Ole Miss LSU, Ole Miss Alabama forever. And never have I heard they have an elite crowd now. They have an elite experience.
Really?
Yes.
It is no longer out in the Grove. They've moved into the stadium.
Well, yes. And the Grove, I've never seen that many people in the Grove. Ever. It was it's overcrowded. The Grove's overcrowded, and the stadium was lit.
So
they're feeling it. They're feeling it. But I do think that Lane is flirting with LSU, so we'll see what happens there.
I don't know if people caught that initially when he was going. You can tell that Lane is a fine hunter because he went whitetail. Then he said something called wood duck.
Whitetail or something, wood duck, something. And
wood duck. I'm not familiar with wood duck.
You're not? Yeah, they're wood duck.
I know, but it's not a.
But I think he was thinking about whitetail. I don't think he realized that's a deer. I think he was thinking he was in the duck family the whole time. At least we didn't hear a flush.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah. Let's.
It all comes down to what kind of thing you want to be staring at while you're cold.
Season. What a season.
Okay. All right. Let's
try that again.
Let's head off to our first time out. Jerry Glanville gets to follow that. Thank you, Lane. It is squirrel season in the state of Mississippi. Let's. You can only get 8 a day. Let's take our first time out. Jerry Glanville is next.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Does it really matter which dealership you buy from? Short answer, yes it does. Hello, I'm Don Wessels for Woody Anderson Ford. Before you buy, take just a minute to check out the dealership itself, because where you buy can make all the difference. Sure, customer reviews tell you what others think, and that's good. But when Ford Motor Company itself recognizes a dealer, that's something special. Woody Anderson Ford has earned Ford's Triple Crown Award, an honor achieved by only the top 1% of Ford dealers in America. It's based on superior customer satisfaction, sales excellence, and exceptional service performance. In other words, the best of the best. So when you're ready for your next car, truck, or SUV, come see how we earned our Triple Crown status. Superior service, sales excellence, over-the-top delivery, that's Woody Anderson Ford. And we hope to see you soon.
You'll love the expanded wine selection at Liquor Express. From special occasion to everyday table wines, they've got what you need. Meet your friends at the largest tap wall in Alabama with 105 rotating selections. Then take home a growler full of your favorite or choose from our 1,000 canned or bottled beers. Need help stocking your bar or planning your party? Liquor Express has a knowledgeable, professional in-house staff that can assist you with anything from your bar to the planning of your special event. Visit liquorexpress.net for tasting specials, giveaways, and classes.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
John Abraham here with Bobcat of Huntsville. Men, the season is upon us. This is what all the playbooks have prepared us for. But here, there's no need for a 3-4 defense because we're not talking about the football season. We're talking about the get-done season. Starting August 13th, Bobcat of Huntsville will have a full line of steel products for you to throw at those jobs you've been putting off until now. So put away those fantasy draft notes and pick up the tool you've been waiting for because it's time to get it done. Bobcat of Huntsville, run off of Highway 20 in Madison.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Did you know that average home equity is at an all-time high? But so is average consumer debt. Even though rates are higher now, you can use your equity to pay off your high consumer debt, student loans, etc., then refi when the rates drop. Don't put off that new home purchase. When rates drop, prices will go up. Buy now and get the best price and then refi when the rates drop. This is the time to talk to the experts at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com for more information.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at WoodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman.
I tell you, I really missed last Monday having basketball because I really enjoy our conversations with Coach Jerry Glanville, as Coach is kind enough to join us. And how have you been, Coach? It's been a couple of weeks since I've heard your voice.
Well, you know, if you got what they call Tres Amigos, you can't have Tres Amigos and one amigo always not showing up.
I'm here. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I'm talking about Steve last week.
That's right.
Gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I had basketball last week, Coach, but I'm right here. I am right here.
I got so much to tell you this week. Can we go an extra 2 hours?
Oh, we might be able to. Yeah. Let's go.
I'm game if you are, Coach.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with college because you all love college more than you do pro ball.
We do.
And
I
you
do.
weren't always like that. At one time in Atlanta, you were a pro guy.
That's true. That's true.
But you stopped coaching.
Yeah, then you stopped coaching, and that was it.
I think they may have to bring me back.
I wouldn't be against that, Coach. I really wouldn't. That was a tough watch yesterday.
There'd be a big group supporting you. You and one other person would like to see that happen.
I don't know. That 1-point loss at Foxborough was tough to swallow.
Okay, I want to start off with Texas Vandy.
All right.
I'm watching Manning. Manning throws the ball better when he's in a rollout or a bootleg.
Mm-hmm.
Quit making him drop back. He beat the blitz. He's playing better, but keep him moving on his release. Now, I never saw a Texas game ever in my life where the players were edgy with the enemy. I've never seen that. They had people wanting to fight the quarterback. They wanted to fight after the run out of bounds. And I think Texas had a goal to intimidate Vandy and push him around when the play wasn't live. And I've never seen that from Texas. I know some people that do that all the time, but Texas is not one of them. And Vandy, they're a good quarterback. I love their quarterback. But what hurt Vandy and their quarterback, Texas pass rush, they couldn't stop them. They couldn't stop them from coming. And I thought Vandy in the 2-minute offense should have went to the 2-minute offense. Wes, you're like this. I thought Vandy needed to go to the 2-minute offense the entire second half.
I agree.
Certainly worked in the fourth quarter, Coach.
Yeah, and I could see that. They weren't getting done because of the pass rush. If the pass rush is killing you, and June Jones was the best, he'd take 2 series and wear out the defensive line. He'd have the ball on the edge. He'd have the quick throw. He'd have them running. And once they got to Vandy, got going on that 2-minute deal, the Texas real good they have good pass rush. Their defensive line ran out of steam, and Vandy got successful again.
Yeah. So, if you ever sat in the quarterback, here comes the draw or the screen with June Jones every time, 100%.
Okay, now I want to go to Ohio State. I'm not an Ohio State fan. I'm probably not fair for me to talk about Ohio State because I really have a bad taste over them. But they may have the best deep throw passing game in college football.
Really?
Yeah, if you don't defend the deep ball against Ohio State, you have no chance at all because they have accuracy, they have good wide receivers. They may be the second year they got the best team money can buy. They've got players. I don't usually watch Ohio State. I get trapped up here where I live. I got 2 choices, 3 Big Ten games. I said, man, where's Major League Baseball? I'd rather watch Major League Baseball than 3 Big Ten games. But I did suffer through that. Now I got to. Here's a thought for you 3: Miami, Florida State, in Florida. I have now figured out the best they're going to be is when they come out of camp. And something happens to all 3 Florida teams as the year goes on. I think they get worse.
Coach, I definitely think Miami and Florida State obviously have gotten worse. But I think Florida's gotten a little better, even though their record might not show it, and they start out bad.
Yeah.
So they have nowhere to go but up.
I got you. Well, it's kind of funny. When I was in pro football, you have rules. You don't go to this school for that. I'm not looking at that school for that and that school for that. I can't ever remember saying, and I had a great Florida kid when I was in the XFL, safety kid, and I used to grab him and hug him and kiss him. I said, I finally got a good player from Florida. It took me 15 years. And he was awesome. But that's it for me in Florida. I had one great player, Don Smith, you remember? From Miami. He played a nose tackle, wasn't anybody any better. And that was the end of my Miami guys. And Florida State, I had a guy named Dion. And he wasn't bad. He was so good people thought I could coach. And he wasn't bad. But as a team, dadgum, as good as they are early, they were the 2 quickest, fastest teams early in the season. And I don't see that from either one anymore.
Wow. And yeah, that's a really good point, Coach. The speed on the field, that especially at Florida State back in the day, Miami, Florida, boy, defensively, they're strong at linebacker in particular. But yeah, you're right. The speed, it doesn't really, they are not the quickest teams in the country anymore, Coach.
No. And I looked at the Georgia-Florida game, and I thought about, here's a stupid statement. I'm on the radio with Wes. You're gone. You're doing girls basketball. And I say to Wes, that Florida team had ability. And Wes comes back and says, "We've been saying that for 27 years." There's never a Florida team that does not have ability.
Yeah.
One Florida team, they finally said they didn't have a quarterback. Saban was at LSU, and Florida came in with a team without a quarterback, and Florida won anyway. They didn't even have a guy who could throw a forward pass. They have ability everywhere. I didn't say they have a good team. I said they got ability.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Even so much to the point where Steve Sarkisian, the Texas head coach, he said this about the Florida Gators today, Coach.
I felt like we were better than we played in that game, but I also knew Florida was better than people probably gave them credit for, and they probably still don't give them credit for it, but Florida's got real players. So whoever gets that job is going to get a pretty good roster, and hopefully they got enough money to keep it.
How about that last sentence right there, Coach?
Wow. Get that coach. He coached against me. Get him to call up Florida and recommend me. And if I go to Florida, I'm going to have to take Wes with me because he lives down there half the dang year anyway. So I'm going to. Wes keeps beating his chest. I love Alabama, but every time we get a little wind, a little cold, he runs down to Florida. Okay, now I went to Indiana, Maryland.
Ooh.
Wow.
Staying in the Big Ten. Yeah.
It's hard to believe Maryland was 4-0.
Wow.
They started the season out 4-0. They are not a good football team. And I watched the Indiana quarterback because he's interesting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I saw somebody playing at Indiana that was an Ole Miss transfer, got an interception. The safety at the University of Indiana transferred from Ole Miss. What year are we in?
Yeah.
Is this what year is this? What I see?
Well, so he transferred from Indiana to Ole Miss and then back to Indiana.
Yep, isn't that something? He made a nice pick. I watched the quarterback from Indiana. Indiana's a good football team. Indiana's got two things I hate when I play a team: good players and good coaches. That always makes a bad game if you're on the other side. Now, I went over because now I got to speak differently. I'm a Tennessee fan. I have a Tennessee flag. I love Tennessee, but they're hard to watch. They could be undefeated, but they cannot. They give up the big play. Wes, sooner or later, there's going to be a 54-yard touchdown, and everybody's playing. Tennessee's got. Are you ready, Steve? You'll die when I say. They got 3 guys, maybe 4, that are first-round picks on defense. Well, if you've got that, you can't give up a big play and surrender a win. I almost said we. I'm not at Tennessee. We're not taking care of business. And I got to tell you this high school I help, as you two know.
Yeah.
The little town in Perrysburg, Ohio. Saturday, Tennessee offered a scholarship to our offensive tackle who's a junior. I've never known Tennessee to come into Ohio. And they came in to our team. We're going into the second round of playoffs with, and they offered our offensive tackle. And I know why. I've been with Tennessee's recruiting room. When they look for offensive linemen, you and me are done with. They look for length. They talk about the length of the arms, the length of the body, the length of the legs. And I said, hell, me and Wes got to transfer.
I got long arms, Coach.
I sued the city when I was a youngster because they built the sidewalk too close to my butt. There was no length involved in that. I wrote down, nice try, nice effort, Georgia Tech and Vandy. You've done a great job, but they're not going to let you into the playoffs. Georgia Tech and Vandy can't have losses and get in. and it's just the way it is. And I looked at Georgia Tech. You weren't here, Steve. You were out doing volleyball somewhere. I said last week Georgia Tech was rated 7th, and I looked at the 6 teams above them, and there was not one team they could beat that was rated above. And I was at Georgia. People forget now.
Yeah.
I was at Georgia Tech 6 years. I'm the only guy who went there 6 years and never got a diploma.
Yeah, that was although North Carolina State's had a couple of big wins over the ACC's kind of eating themselves out of turning themselves into a one-bid league right now, Coach.
Well, it used to be Clemson was going to run roughshod through the league and nobody else could care because the others couldn't play.
Yeah.
Well, now they all get a shot at Clemson. This is what I call the year of chewing up the tiger.
Ooh.
Everybody's got a bite on them.
Mm.
All right, I'm going to go pro football.
All right.
And I know you do. Anything else you want to say about college? Tell me right now because I'm going to move unless you tell me a team I should have saw.
Did you watch any of the Kentucky Auburn game?
None, zero.
Yeah, do you consider yourself fortunate right there, Coach? There were two really bad games that I couldn't stop watching. It was Kentucky Auburn and Mississippi State and Arkansas. Those were so bad that I couldn't help but watch them. Anyway. But
what I used to always say, if you got two terrible teams and they're playing each other, you can still have a good team. Two bad teams playing each other, nobody knows it. Wow, this is sort of like when I watch Big Ten. I watch the Big Ten and I realize I'm faster than everybody I'm watching. I'm looking for quickness. I gotta say, I went over Georgia too fast. I'm now at the point with Georgia. I don't care if they're behind. Let's talk about the Denver Broncos. I don't care if either team is behind. Those are the two best teams that just play like they're ahead even when they're behind. So when Georgia gets behind and everybody says, "Oh, Florida, we got something going on in Jacksonville." We got nothing going on in Jacksonville, except everybody's getting half drunk. That's what goes on in Jacksonville.
Half.
I don't think. I think it's half before the game starts.
Yeah. You got to commit. You got to commit when you go to the cocktail party.
We talked about Georgia coming back. I know you all get tired of me because I'm a Bo Nix guy. I've only been right on about 4 players in the history of my life. I'm so damn glad I was right on Bo Nix again in the fourth quarter. This time he did it running, not passing. He ran to the win. Took off down. I thought he should have went a little farther before he jumped out of bounds to help the field goal kicker, but they came right back the next play and picked up another 15 yards. So I was okay. But Bo Nix, and I know you're all mad he left Auburn. And anybody goes out to Oregon and stays more than a year and needs help. He needs a counselor, so he got out of there. But he's doing a fantastic job. Then I went to the Detroit Lions. Now, Wes, get out your grease board. I'm going to tell you what happened. Minnesota, they had a plan. Listen to this plan. If Zero Gibbs, number 1 draft pick, is in the backfield, they went load his side and blitzed. He cannot, and they ran over him. So everybody's saying Golf had a bad day. No. If they put 5 in there, who's Montgomery, who's a full-grown adult, no blitz. Now listen to this, Wes. All they saw was who the back was, and they either covered or they blitzed by the thing, and Golf was done. Golf doesn't like pressure, doesn't like to get pushed around. Well, they brought somebody big and large on Zero. It went flat back and was kissing him on the lips, and the quarterback couldn't play. Well, they said, "What? You're at Detroit. Put 5 in there. He'll knock that linebacker out." Put 5 in there. The linebacker West never came. That's the game plan. That's football.
Yeah, and it's all personnel is a big part of what people do, especially this time of year, because everybody's going to keep doing what they're doing right, and people are studying what you're doing. And so now every game, Steve, that's what'll happen until they figure out what to do about it.
Copycat, yeah.
Okay, now 78. I hadn't seen him on the line. Defensive tackle, huge, monster. I'd say 325, 335. Running, chasing. And I said, where the devil did he come from? Well, he was the number one pick out of Ohio State. But if you see 78 in there, they all talk about what's the guy from Michigan, the left defensive end. They all jump up and down about.
Oh yeah, Hutchinson.
They all talk about Hutchinson, and Hutchinson tries. He's got a good motor, and he's okay. This other cat, when he grows up, when he has to shave, he's going to be dominant. You know, I was at Portland State one time. We played we played Oregon to get $100,000. We played, and they beat us. They beat us to death in the fourth quarter. We could move the ball, but we couldn't score. They were so much better. And my AD got on the bus and said, "Jerry, that was a great game. When are we going to win these games?" I said, "Do you have the check in your pocket?" He goes, "I have the check." I said, "You already won, and we'll win when I got 5 guys that are shaving. I got a bunch of guys." We played 17 freshmen against Oregon to get $100,000. That should be illegal. Somebody should go to jail. That's child abuse.
But those games are necessary for those programs that need those kind of game checks, Coach.
We had to do that, or we couldn't pay our bill.
Yep.
We didn't have enough money to pay for the scholarships, unless we did that.
Well, Coach, that's what I've been saying. It's going to be interesting to see how many now that the SEC's cutting out essentially 16 games. Where are those 16 teams going to get a check from?
Yeah.
It's going to be sad because how about this? They used to do another thing for those teams. You guys would die laughing. Like Toledo will come twice to name this UCLA.
Yeah.
But you got to come once. Well, those are gone too. They're not going to have any more of those games either.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay,
remember.
Now,
go ahead, Coach. Sorry.
here's the shock. Better call Woody Ford because we're going to have West working over there tomorrow. Pittsburgh Steelers playing terrible. In this game, the head coach says we threw out all that defensive notebook. We got 5 calls, and we're going to play zone match only on the back end, and they beat the stuffings out of the Colts.
Crazy.
Now, why do people think you have to have 174 calls? I don't get it. I don't understand. They said the Steeler players said they couldn't play. All they were doing was thinking. Well, they threw out the thinking, and when you throw out the thinking, when the play's over, you get to do the drinking.
Tell me you got something on the Bears and Bengals, Coach, please.
Okay, I'm going down there. Can you believe? Now, I like the Bengals quarterback. I like him. I'm going to give a little history. He's at the Delaware Blue Hen.
That's right.
And I'm watching a Delaware Blue Hen throw this football. I got to go see this kid. There's something wrong here. What's he doing at the Delaware Blue Hen? And so I go down there and I find out he transferred from Penn State. And something happened at Penn State with something, and he left. This cat has always had that arm. 41 years old, still has that arm.
Yeah.
And the only reason the Bears are playing like they're playing, they made a coaching change and got a guy with an offensive mind, and he's trying to get that young quarterback. You know me and quarterbacks. I thought the Bear quarterback was going to be that good last year, but I don't think he's going to be that good until next year.
Really?
He had a wasted year as a rookie, and the new quarterback coach is bringing him along, but I don't think he'll be rated next year. That's me.
Bears are 5-3 in that right now, Coach.
I know it, and they're doing it with the same players they had last year. A lot of people go in like Ohio State won the national championship. They didn't win it with the same players.
Yeah,
they won it with a checkbook. And the Bears did not flip the roster. They flipped what they do. And I've always looked for that because you saw us do that in Atlanta twice.
Yeah.
We went from last to first on defense and never changed a player.
That's right. That's right, because you were a little bit handcuffed there, Coach. And
you were in section 108. You were in row 36, seat 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know who you took with you. Hey, there you are. I'm waving to you right now. I can see you.
I was also really impressed with the Jaguars yesterday. A road win in Vegas, taking on the Raiders.
Well, taking on the Raiders right now, we can get Woody Ford, Wes, you, and me, and we're probably a 3-point favorite.
Probably. Cam Little hit one from 68 yards, Coach.
Well, they have to do something. They're ruining the game, and I'm going to go to how you fix that. But they're ruining the game. We're going to have 70-yard field goals. So what? You receive the kickoff, run 2 plays, and kick a field goal. That's what's going to happen if we don't do something. And my deal, and I know what kickers do, we got to quit letting them have the kicker's ball is separate.
Yeah.
We got to quit overinflating the kicker's ball, and we got to stop putting them in the microwave in the pregame and the halftime. So when you bring that Pro Bowl out after they get done with it, I could kick the dang thing. It's not the same ball. Give that ball to the quarterback, and he'll call timeout. He ain't even touching that ball.
That had room to spare. That 68-yard field goal. I'm with you though, Coach. The specialty kicking ball needs to go away.
Well, here's what I think: they either play with the regular ball or take 5 pounds out of their ball. Make their ball weigh with it, but it's inflated. It's inflated. If you look at it, the seams are ready to bang out of it. They're ready to. They look like West in a large shirt. Something's gonna.
Yeah,
West is like me. When we were born, we put on an XL and never took it off.
True that.
I'm guilty of that as well, Coach. But
okay, I got the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
I got mad because Buffalo's dominating the game with the run. And they're pushing them all over the field.
Yeah.
And then the one series, they're at the 50, and it's 4th and 2. And they go for a 4th and 2. That's all because of the Detroit coach. He calls all these stupid calls. And they go for it and don't give it and give the ball to Kansas City at the 50. Kansas City, boom, right in and ties it up. You still have to play field position.
Yeah.
And that's sort of a lost art. That's sort of gone away. And I'm disappointed with that.
Yeah.
The last guy, now Wes will tell you, everybody calls, Jerry, why do you give everybody another chance? I can't play anymore. Trade him to Jerry. He'll give him another chance. We had a team in Atlanta that nobody else wanted. We got all their players they didn't want. And why was that us? I look at Sam Dunn. 5 teams. 5 teams. He saved the Minnesota Vikings coaching staff's jobs last year, and they get rid of him. he and now he's throwing that ball. I'm so proud of him that he got another chance. Now wait a minute, another chance. Another chance, and another chance. I'm excited about it. So I'm watching. I root for him because there's one thing he never did with all those problems. He never gave up. He never stopped believing in himself. And there's a message here for everybody listening.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself. Work your butt off. Someday somebody will notice it. I was a defensive coordinator in the National Football League for 25 years. Well, at that time, you say, you're never going to get a head job. Just be the best defensive coordinator you can be. But somebody sooner or later realizes you can coach. and they realize, somebody says, the head coach at the Seattle Seahawks says, I love Sam. Nobody said that to him in the last 5 teams.
Mm.
I'm excited about that. Okay, here we got to cover this.
Yes.
You ready? Bob Trumpy died.
Yes, he did. Passed away yesterday at the age of 80.
Cincinnati Bengals. Why am I bringing up Bob Trumpy? He was the first guy doing color on an NFL game that knew what he was watching. And you say, what about all those others? They don't know what they're watching. Trumpy knew all the intricacies of every part of the football. And we would go play Cleveland in the playoffs with Marty Schottenheimer and Jerry Glanville. Trumpy said the best thing in the history of football. He says, this game should not be allowed to be televised in color. This game should be black and white because when these two play each other, it's 1955.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's the only guy that figured it out.
I tell you, just for me, Dick Enberg and Bob Trumpy, back in the day, that tandem doesn't get talked near enough about of how enjoyable it was to watch a game with those two calling the game.
Okay, what you just said, why did you like them? They were teachers, as they call the game.
Yeah.
There's no teacher. You can watch all the games you want right now. I turn the volume off, otherwise I put my foot through the screen. You have to, when they hired me at Fox, I'll never forget the president says, all we're asking you to do, Jer, instead of teaching 40 guys like you did, I want you to teach 30 million. So just keep teaching.
Yeah.
So, when I call the game, I say, hey, get off the couch, sit up on the edge. Here's what's going on. And that's how it should be. But Trumpy was the guy. Trumpy was the best I've heard in knowledge calling the game. How about that?
Yeah. No, I frequently tried to reach out and get him on the program, but just wasn't doing well here down the stretch. But I wanted to more or less thank him for what because there's so many people of my generation and your generation that as I mentioned, it wasn't just Dick Enberg. It was also Don Criqui, that combination as well. But the one constant there was Bob Trumpy.
They were awesome. They
Yeah.
embodied football that we grew up watching the NFL, which I think then is the golden era, in my opinion.
Yes, the best.
Yes, 100%.
Fortunate enough, when I was the voice of the New England Patriots preseason, Don Criqui was the play-by-play.
Wow.
And how Kraft offered me all kinds of money. I said, I'm not interested in doing the damn preseason package. He goes, I'll give you Don Criqui. I goes, I'm on my way. And I got to call all the preseason games of the Patriots for 7 years with Don Criqui.
Wow,
that's cool.
And you watched the World Series. You
yes,
saw
sir.
all those home runs.
Yeah,
you saw all those home runs in the World Series. So Don Criqui would lob a ball up in front of me, and he set his play-by-play guy up to hit a home run.
Yep, he sure did.
So he good at that. He goes, Jerry, here it comes. Hit it out of the park. And they paid me enough money to do those games. I got to send my son to Weldon school.
So, Coach, you said something earlier, and I just want to reiterate what you said, because Coach Bryant used to tell this all the time, and there were two things he had. He said, if you believe in yourself and have dedication and pride and never quit, you'll be a winner. The price of victory is high, but so are the rewards.
Wow.
And that is, and the other thing he would tell us was never, ever quit. It is the easiest cop out in the world. Set a goal and don't quit until you attain it. When you attain it, set another goal and don't quit until you reach it. I mean, that's what, these things transition to life and everything else. Because as my dad used to tell me, there's a paddle for every ass. And And so you're going to get knocked down, but it doesn't matter what you're doing. You just keep fighting, and you'll get there.
That's awesome. I think I text you guys. I go to a church up here. I call it the Church of What's Happening Now. We got rock and roll music. We got it going on. Anyway, the preacher, you're going to love this, Wes. He goes, I want everybody in here for 1 week before we come back to be thankful for everything you have, and don't worry 1 minute about what you wish you had.
Yeah.
And that's
Amen to
what you're
that.
talking about with Bear Bryant.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to?
Okay, I got to talk about Major League Baseball.
Yeah, World Series.
The World Series, because it's unbelievable what's happened. Because since COVID, people don't realize this. Baseball was nowhere. Nobody cared about baseball. Not even Steve or me. It had gotten so long, so boring, nobody cared. And after COVID, I got to give full credit to the commissioner. They set rules up that took 4-hour games down to 2-hour games.
Yeah.
And they changed baseball, and they changed people watching. This last Game 7 was like a Super Bowl in the United States, not around the world. But it had attracted non-followers to follow it. And I'm so excited that Major League Baseball has made a comeback, and I got to say, they have to pitch the ball in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, when Wes and I were playing, we could go take a leak and have a hot dog, and he still hadn't pitched the
That's
ball.
right.
100%.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, next Monday, here's the bad news. Next Monday, I will not be with y'all. I'm coaching in Miami. I'm going to Miami, Florida. I'm going to coach from Sunday to Thursday. And I go back to Sam Donald getting a second chance. What am I coaching? I'm coaching the showcase of players that were in the National Football League 1, 2, or 3 years and got pushed out and washed out. And what I do is we come there and we go full speed, and then Thursday we have a game. And the NFL teams, the CFL teams, the XFL teams watch it. Well, Jerry, why would you go to Miami and do that? Why would you waste a whole week down there? The last time I did that, 3 guys signed to the National Football. How many guys you got there? 90.
Wow.
And you only had 3 guys. I'll do this if I get 1 guy.
Yeah, that's you. So, and that's so common that somebody is there and just almost sprain an ankle in camp. It could be little things that keep you from making it. And and I love that, Coach. I love that you're doing that. That's awesome.
Well, Wes, you've been there. I'm a good center and I can play, but they don't need a center. If I'd have gone to a team that needs a center, I'd be playing.
100%.
And so now these guys that had a cup of coffee 1, 2, 3 years, I coach them, and I can coach them because I know what the pros are looking for. I'm going to coach them like a pro, and I coach them in individual and team for 3 days, and then we play a game. There's no 2 teams. It's offense against defense, but that's all you need. And both sides were 3 deep. The big thing you can't find, Wes, that may call you down, and you can't get enough defensive tackles. The way you're drinking beer and eating pizza, I'm moving you to defensive tackle.
I'd be a candidate, no doubt.
Well, safe travels to you there, Coach.
Well, I won't see you all, so you watch the ratings on your show are going to triple.
No, not true.
So, Coach, good luck. We expect a full report when you get back.
But we'll catch up here in a couple of weeks, Coach.
And put my application in there at Woody Ford.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach. That is our time for a break.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Does it really matter which dealership you buy from? Short answer, yes it does. Hello, I'm Don Wessels for Woody Anderson Ford. Before you buy, take just a minute to check out the dealership itself, because where you buy can make all the difference. Sure, customer reviews tell you what others think, and that's good. But when Ford Motor Company itself recognizes a dealer, that's something special. Woody Anderson Ford has earned Ford's Triple Crown Award, an honor achieved by only the top 1% of Ford dealers in America. It's based on superior customer satisfaction, sales excellence, and exceptional service performance. In other words, the best of the best. So when you're ready for your next car, truck, or SUV, come see how we earned our Triple Crown status. Superior service, sales excellence, over-the-top delivery, that's Woody Anderson Ford. And we hope to see you soon.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com. At Johnson & Hayes Physical Therapy, it's not just what we do, it's who we are. Founded in 2003 by Huntsville natives Scott Johnson and Todd Hayes, Johnson & Hayes brings exceptional care to every patient through an all-star team of highly trained physical therapists. From sports performance to post-op rehab, dizziness, women's health, and more. With 7 locations across North Alabama, expert care is always close to home. Learn more at johnsonandhayes.com. Johnson & Hayes Physical Therapy, where extraordinary care meets exceptional outcomes. By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-Sparky.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Not as chilly as we head into the overnight compared to what we've seen other nights across the Tennessee Valley. We're only going to drop into the mid and upper 40s. Plenty of sunshine as we head into your Wednesday. We're going to climb into the low and mid 70s Wednesday afternoon. Should be a great day. Dropping into the upper 40s, lower 50s as we head into the overnight. Thursday equally as nice. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures in the lower 70s.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This is your home for Alabama football.
Jam Miller, the running back, will get the hit. He'll stay on his feet. He'll turn it up. He'll go down the sideline. 10-5, touchdown, Alabama. Jam Miller, icing on the cake.
This is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Not much more time left, but this is what happens when you get Coach Glanville. You just let him go. You just, that was really good stuff there for Jerry Glanville. Hate that we won't be able to connect next Monday, but this season in particular, I don't know how much feedback you've gotten, Wes. I've gotten a ton that listen in here on Mondays because they want to hear what Coach has to say.
100%. So I do too.
Yeah.
That makes 3 of us.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow is the CFP unveiling, and they usually do it at 7 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to have to double check this. The latest thing I saw is that the show starts at 8 o'clock Eastern, meaning it's going to start as soon as we're done tomorrow. So a number of coaches, be it Steve Sarkisian, Lane Kiffin, Kirby was asked about it as well. I'll have that audio for you tomorrow. But the news of the day is Auburn looking for a new head football coach. At least the immediate name is some guy named Summerall. He's on the top of everybody's list, it feels like.
If you could pry him out of Tulane.
Well, I think he's on the top 3 of everybody's list. I really don't think he's on the top of everybody's list. I think he's a good football coach, no doubt. There are a lot of coaches out there, and I think Drinkwitz is going to end up in Florida.
Do you?
Yeah, and it's going to be, LSU's already swung for the fences and missed at 3 or 4 coaches, so we'll see how that turns out.
We've got Alabama. I'm sorry.
They don't think Lane's going to come. That's what that tells me.
We've got Alabama basketball coming up next. If you want the full broadcast of Monday Night Football, it's on Talk Radio WZZN. We'll join in progress after Alabama plays basketball. That's right. We're already here. The season starts now.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at the service department at Woody Anderson Ford. When you need service on your vehicle, whether it's a Ford or any other make, you want to get into Woody Anderson Ford, where they're